Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Taylor, and I'm going to coordinate projects for this year for both BIS and BIT. I have already been in touch with you via WhatsApp. I'm going to keep this video short, so it's easy for you to download. I want to say first that this is an unusual year, and it has been a difficult year last year, and I'm not sure how things look like. But what you really want is to graduate. And to do that, you need to do your projects. So somehow you need to gain your energy, recharge your batteries, and stay focused. In order to do well, you need to plan. If you look at the WhatsApp messages I sent, you are going to see that I'm going to publish resources both on the G Drive and on the e-learning platform. The reason is not many students have access yet to the e-learning platform, or the platform is not always reliable. So I'm going to keep resources on both G Drive and the platform. In the G Drive that I shared, you are going to see a PDF document. Now, this is the handbook to write a proposal. There it is. This is the handbook for writing a proposal. And I tried to be as helpful as I could. Now, one thing you'll appreciate is the projects the students do tend to be very varied on a variety of topics. So you can't really do a document that is perfectly appropriate to one proposal or to all the proposals. Okay. The other thing you're going to see is a schedule for activities. Now, I encourage you to look at the schedule for activities. I tried to plan ahead. This is to help you stay focused, okay, and to help you plan your weekly workload. It's a bit difficult to work on your own without class interaction, but you can do it. Now you see here that I split the work in 3 stages. Stage 1 is the topic selection, which takes about 3 weeks. And this is fine, right? Because we are in week 2. Topic acceptance, which is me, who tells you your topic is perfectly fine, continue, and supervisor allocation. So you receive a supervisor or 2. And then the last one, you focus on your proposal development. Now, all students work in different rhythms, slower or faster, and depending how busy you are. Might be a bit more challenging for the evening students. However, you are in the driving seat. You need to know your strength and your weaknesses and your timetable and plan. The mistake that you could do is not to do anything at all on projects until middle of the semester. That's not going to be good, and of course not allowed, really. Okay. The other document you're going to see there is a README file. Now, this README file contains 2 things: a link to the survey. So you have filled in the survey. It's familiar to you. Now, why do I want the survey? Is because I want to be able to gather information about you and your level, where you are with your project, and to help me help you. And also keeps me organized. You see, I see all the responses that you've given me per question, and it helps me then give you feedback and prioritize the work that I do. And you can imagine I do have a lot of students, and this is not the only module that I teach. So please, if you haven't filled in this survey, please do. It's still open, but not for very long. And the last form is the one in which you send me questions. This is, again, for me to be organized and to prioritize the answers to you. Some questions can be very quick. If they are very quick, don't use this form, right? Ask on the group if it's quick and relevant to everyone. If it's something regarding your project, please fill in this survey. Again, it helps me get organized and to help you in the best way possible. There are 3 people who have written to me. I've already responded to 2. I think the last one wrote to me yesterday, so I'm going to respond. Okay. So the other question I want to deal with in this short video, some students said, well, I've already written my proposal. What do I do now? Well, it's great if there are students who don't have anything that needs to be improved on their proposal. However, I ask you not to read this handbook as some kind of, leaflet you get on the street. Okay, you need to read this with care and attention. What do I have in here? Well, I'm telling you a little bit about what your project contains, and you probably know that, or you think you know that. All right. I'm asking you to think about the topic selection. Okay, I'm going to do a video about this. So what can you do? Well, look at your topic and try and scrutinize it. What kind of topic do you have? Which area is this in? Do you feel this is appropriate for a BIS project or a BIT project? Okay. Title, look at your title. I've put some criteria there on how to improve your title. Think about the title that you have already. Okay, and the same for the other ones. Look at your objectives. I gave some examples of good and bad objectives. Is your objective well phrased or not? Can you improve it? Okay, and there are some tasks for you. Okay, so please don't read this document as some leaflet you get in the street, because I did put in work to help you. All right, and again, a supervisor or a project coordinator can help and can give you feedback, but you have the responsibility to work on your project. You know, in previous years, there was very little interaction like this, the kind that we are having with the handbook and, different lessons. Students didn't even go to class at all. It was their responsibility to go and meet the coordinator or meet the supervisor. They were booking appointments at different times and so on. Now, of course, I'm going to make myself available to people, but, I'm trying to be organized, and I'm trying to give you something that can help you be guided through this process. But you do need to put in your own work. Introduction, look at your introduction. Do you have all the facts you need? And so on. I'll give some examples later on. All right, so what you do, you take this handbook and you go through your document and you scrutinize it according to what I indicated in here, right? See, questions, ask yourself questions. How will you, do what you want to do, right? Time frame, think about that. References, do you have the best references, and so on. This project requires work. That's why you have a whole year to work on it. If you think that this is a very small piece of work, then you're wrong, because otherwise, if it was small, you would have just had one semester and that's it. Okay. And I've put a checklist, well, actually two checklists, a very short one, this Whittle checklist, right? Take your project through this checklist. And then I have, okay, there's some information about supervision, okay, or effective writing. Are you an effective writer? Do you write well? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Do you know? Okay, do you need resources? Then you can ask me. Okay, supervision issue. Have you thought about this? And I have a question in the quiz, right? How are you going to deal with it? Try and make a plan. If you don't make a plan, well, you're going to, not be as effective as you should and as you could. And then I have this checklist. Go to this checklist. Of course, some of these are not relevant at this stage, but some are. Okay, ask these questions and be critical of your work. So I'm going to stop here for this video with a conclusion that you do have work to do. You have work to do. You need to make your plan first, yeah, that fits into the schedule of activities that I send to you. Have you done that? Do you have a plan? Do you know what you're going to do every week? How are you going to fulfill this work over the whole semester? And then the second, have you gone through this handbook in the same way as I describe, using the checklists, and scrutinizing what you have already. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you very much. And I'm going to send another video about different components of a proposal.